I'm here today with John Duncan. We were welcomed into his apartment down here by Colonial Lake in Charleston, South Carolina. He has welcomed us in to show us exactly some of this art that he's been producing, mostly by, I guess, by demand.
By
if
demand,
nothing else.
yeah, that's good.
Is that what we call it?
that.
A commission worker? He's going to tell us a little bit about what he does and the style and what you work with.
Well, I guess I don't really have a name for it other than the miniatures.
Okay.
I think that's good. So it would be a miniature of the facade of your home or a building or a church, or I've done all of the above.
Okay.
Many times.
Well, yeah, we've got some examples here. And when I talked to you earlier, you'd said you'd gone to school for art and design.
Right, I have a degree in graphic arts.
Yeah, but not this
But
kind of
not
stuff. This was self-taught.
This was something that evolved many years later.
Okay.
I don't really remember school much.
Yeah, well, that makes two of us. That's fair. That's totally fair.
But it just kind of evolved from, basically, I've always done renderings, architectural renderings, and then they just kind of popped off the paper.
Do you have any background in architecture, or you just
No,
seem to be really geared towards that?
I had thought about that, but it didn't work out. I'll put it that way.
That's okay. This is a whole different, I guess.
But
different
if
angle.
I wasn't able to become an architect as such, I could still build houses.
Well,
and
when I looked at some of the drawings and everything, it is, well, it's meticulous work.
The first step would be to do a exact and very detailed drawing, which therefore becomes my pattern
Okay.
for everything else that's cut out.
And then you do everything else, though. You're doing it from coming out to take a picture. If somebody were asking
Right.
for this, if they were commissioning work, you're going to do all the photos of
I'll
the
do,
house?
and, well, I prefer that. And I've done houses all over the country, which I had to rely on people.
Sure, you have to
send
trust
me.
them
So,
to
like,
send
it's
you
emailed,
everything,
now
sure.
go to the left next to the window, and I need a picture of what's above that, or
Oh, yeah,
or
which
and now go
seems
to the left side
totally
and take a
easy.
picture of the door this way, or what's behind that post, or so it's much easier for me to go and
Right, and
photograph.
get exactly what you need.
So I'll take dozens and dozens of photographs just to
Get the
start
right
it out.
angle. So you tell me, too, you just did a church.
I did St. Michael's. That was an incredible experience.
Which is on the website, I think.
Yeah,
is
it
that
is.
true? And we
yeah.
talked about wanting to do more if that were possible.
That was a remarkable experience, because that church, you see it every day, but when you get into all the details of it, it's just amazing that the thing is 200 years old, and that's the way they built things then. So
That's the other thing we talked about, Charleston being a great place for you to do this.
It
like
is, because
for
the architecture here is incredible, and yeah, there's all kinds of fabulous things out there.
So the process is, what kind of material are you using? What do you cut out? I see all your little...
It's I
exactings.
use 100% cotton paper.
Okay.
Which is great. It's got great properties. I use watercolor for color, so those two go together well. It's kind of like if you wash a cotton shirt and hang it outside, it gets stiff. Well,
Okay.
that's the same thing. So that helps with the structure of it. Everything is backed with foam core and different
And everything
materials
starts
that-
off as white, so you're not buying
Right.
colored paper. You're
No,
painting
it's all
each little piece in.
painted.
That is teeny tiny
So
and
it
amazing.
is. There are,
Each of those. I've
there's
seen,
just
over there you've got a couple
thousands and
piles of
thousands
leaves ready to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this,
So-
I don't want to suggest that you're obsessive. Is this cathartic? Does this give you like that sort of focus, that sort of patience?
Well, I don't know where the patience, but I can sit there for hours. I can work hours at a time.
Well, that's what you suggested when you're out and about and feeling gregarious and being in a big world, but it's nice to come home and do a little apartment, and you've got a little dog, and you can get your
little
focus
houses.
on, and
Yeah, and see, I've got the TV right there on the thing too, so.
which gives you another picture of what you're working with. I
Right,
think they're
yeah.
unbelievable. I was
Photographs.
looking on the website, which doesn't do it justice when you finally get to see them.
They're kind of hard to photograph.
Well, because it's 3D,
Yeah.
and that's where you lose the fact that it's an amazing depth. And you said you started by maybe just laying down.
Just layers. I'd seen at an art fair years ago, a gal, I don't know if she's still practicing, I can't remember her name. Anyway, she would do like college buildings, for example.
Okay.
And she would do a watercolor painting, and then she'd reproduce it 50 times, and then cut it out and just layer it, so to give it a little bit of three-dimensionality. But
Right. But you took that a step
took it out a little bit further.
And that's what we said too. So how, like, when you're all done, when said and done, and somebody's hanging on their wall, what's
The
depth
frames
of
that
it
I
usually?
use are about 3.5 inches deep.
Okay.
So getting any deeper than that, which would be nice in some cases.
Then you're
but
just you're building a model.
Yeah, and you're like a piece of furniture hanging on the wall.
Yeah, well, I noticed by no means does it seem to, it's just beautiful. It just gives you that sense, but you don't, it's not a clunky thing hanging off the
Right.
wall. It's just, it looks fake. It looks very fake until you really creep up on it. When you're looking head on, it looks like a painting until you come around to the side.
Exactly, and of course, if they're lit well, then that
Even better.
makes all the difference.
Even better still.
It does indeed.
Oh, do you wanna walk me over here at some point in
Sure.
time, and we'll actually
I've got
figure out
one
how to
in
do?
process. Here's one in progress.
Yes?
The house part is pretty much done, although as you can see, it's not all put together yet.
Yeah, everything's movable.
But it's still because I'm not sure exactly of the positioning of the whole piece yet. So it's all there. So what I'm working on now, of course, would be all the landscaping. So this house will actually have window boxes there. It's going to have bushes all along the foundation, of course. There's a little background fence that'll go back there. There'll be a palm tree coming up in the middle, and there will be a large overhanging tree coming in from that side.
And you've said that they all, you know, they max out maybe 3 inches coming out of the shadow box.
So I'm kind of at the max here. I actually will probably need to put something in front here, but that's going to be pressed up against the glass.
That'll have to be very flush. And I had seen, so you pull up the real photo. I know you've got all of your, you know, renderings.
Yeah, like this is what I use basically for pattern to start to do the whole thing. And then I've just kind of laid in the landscaping as it probably will be. Let me move this out of the way. I'll show you how to do I'll show you how to make a tree.
I'm interested. Like this is perhaps something I'll do for everyone's Christmas gifts this year.
Yeah, I'll make trees. So, all right, we're going to take this thing, and because I'm working with white paper that's just painted on one side, that makes it even more time consuming because each little leaf has to be, I take my glasses off to do this, has to be picked up, and then it has to be, the edges are all painted, so I don't have any white showing.
Oh my heavens.
Yeah, so you got to do this business, and then individually stuck on.
Oh my.
So that takes.
And the truth is, they are all different shapes and sizes. This isn't like you knocked out
different sizes
colors and hues.
You gotta have it as, you know, to make it give as much dimension to it as possible. That's not gonna stick on there.
I suppose that makes
I'm
your
not really
clients
good at this.
know.
I'm not used to having an audience.
That's fair. They know exactly what they're getting. This isn't, nobody's chinsing out on any of these maneuvers.
Oh, exactly. It's all, yeah, I don't know computers or machines.
Or yeah, all of a sudden mass produced, you've decided to just go with colored paper instead, and this is
And you know, people say, well, can't you do 2 or 3 of them at a time? It's like, well, no.
Well, that's the difference. That's the difference in craftsmanship, I think. So this is, again, anybody who thinks they want to do this, they can check you out.
Yes. jdhomeportraits.com is the website. There's all kinds of stuff on there, and I've taken several projects that I have photographed as I've done them,
on
like
the way along.
St. Michael.
Perhaps for the people that don't necessarily want anything in their home, but they want some of where they live, or they want to take away some of their Charleston.
Oh, exactly. Or I've done like, you know, also like childhood homes, grandma's house.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
or I've worked with architects and done new construction for people, you know, to get an idea of what their house is going to look like before it's built, rather than a painting or a drawing.
Well, thank you very much, John. This was great. I couldn't begin to tell you that to see it on the website doesn't do it any justice, and then get up on it. It is an amazing process. I am no more than impressed.
Oh, well, good. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much for letting us come out and see it. I very much so appreciate it, and I just like seeing you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Thanks.